Hey, it's Mike from brew-stews.com. I'm flying solo this week. I hope that you find yourself comfortable at home and safe. This week I figured I would looking for something new to do. I have this cool product that John and I picked up at NHC back last year, and this is from Muntons. It's a craft beer in a bag. It says BIAB, I guess that means, so that's brewery in a bag. This makes 25 pints of an English pale ale of some sort. Supposedly all you have to do is just add water, no equipment needed. So I'll give you a close-up on this over here. So supposedly this is a self-contained, all-in-one unit brewing system where there's a big bladder that's got malt extract, pre-hopped. There's a packet of yeast in here. You add water to this thing, and then over 30 days it ferments and then conditions, and I assume it becomes carbonated. And then you sort of, supposedly there's a spigot, and you hang it up and you can dispense right from the whole vessel. It's a one-step process, one piece of equipment process. So I guess it'll sort of be like cask ale or something. So supposedly in here there's 25 pints of craft beer when you make it. The approximate ABV is 4.2%. So it says that it's hopped malt extract, which is malted barley, water, and hop extract, and dried yeast. So I figure what we would do is we'll crack this open and we'll set it up and see what we get. So I'm going to pause here. I'll move the camera, get a tight shot, and we will open up the Brewery in a Bag by Muntons. Cool. All right, I think this is the best. This tube is so long that it's tough to get a good shot with this thing. So we'll just give it a try just like this. So let's see what's inside the tube. So the top just pops off, it's just a plastic top. And you can see rolled up inside there is the bag with the malt extract in it, I assume. So let's see. There's supposed to be a instruction leaflet inside that I have to follow those instructions. Look at that. Oh. Okay. Put the tube aside there. Oh, it's much bigger than I thought it was going to be. Look at this. Let's see here. So that's the whole thing. Look at that. That's pretty cool. So there's the spigot that we will dispense out towards the end, but we don't want to get too far ahead. There's an opening here. I can just see inside there some of the extract, to see that brownness there. Let's see if it refocuses. Come on, refocus. So there's some, you can see the extract there. I can squeeze it, I can feel the extract in here. So it's got a fair amount of extract in here. I don't know how much this weighs. It's pretty hefty weight. Here is the yeast packet. It's nothing too descript. It is 66 or 68 yeast premium. Come on, focus. Let's see if we can get that to focus. So just a dried yeast packet, nothing special. It's a little bit smaller than most, but this isn't like a full-on batch. Then here's a cap. And now it doesn't say anything about sanitizing, so, but here's a cap. So I think that white cap comes off of here, and then you put water in there and we start going. So I'm going to give a quick read to the instructions here. Let's take a look. I'll just hold it up so you can see the instructions here. Brewery in a bag, brewing kit, brewing instructions. To obtain superb, naturally light carbonated beers, follow these simple steps. Oh, that's interesting. So let me open this up. I'm not going to read this to you, but I'm going to take a look and then we'll come right back to a different scene here. Okay. All right, let me give you some of the highlights of the instructions. It says for step one, it says read the instructions carefully, which I did. So I'm supposed to lay this out, this big Mylar bag, on a flat surface, unscrew the white cap, and then fill it with 4 pints of lukewarm water. Replace the white cap, and then shake it around to mix up the extract. Then reopen the cap, add the yeast, then add 19 more pints of lukewarm water to the bag. So I'm gonna have to find something to measure these pints with. Please ensure that the spout is perfectly clean and free of extract. So I guess I'll have to figure that out. And then it says, so then this yellow cap goes on. The white cap goes away, then this yellow cap goes on. This yellow cap supposedly is designed to ventilate as it ferments, so that should be interesting. It says do not over tighten it, otherwise it won't ventilate properly. So I imagine the bag could get pretty full of CO2. It says over the next 3 or 4 days the bag might inflate and become firm. Then after about a week it says move to a cool environment to let the beer to condition and settle. Interestingly, it says after a minimum of 30 days the beer will be ready to serve and enjoy. It doesn't say exactly when I'm supposed to go from laying flat to like hanging it up, and I don't exactly know how I'll do that. It says draw off and discard a small amount of the drink to check its clarity. If at that point it's not clear enough, leave it to condition further and it'll become brighter over time. Brewery in a bag craft beer is very similar to straight from the barrel beer in that it holds a small amount of carbonation and is not intended to replicate gassy canned or bottled. So gassy canned or bottled drinks, it says. Specifically, that's the wording. So it is going to be like cask. So it's going to be low carbonation. I'm actually kind of looking forward to that aspect of it. So we'll see. So I'm going to find a way to measure out some pints that doesn't involve me just using a pint glass, because I think that's going to get messy. What I really want to do is just hook up a hose to my little sink here and run warm water into here. I'm just not sure of the volume, how I'll keep track of volume. So I'm going to think about that, and when I come back with the camera, we'll be putting water in this thing. Okay, I found this trusty measuring cup. You really can't see me, but you don't need to see me. I found this big measuring cup, which goes up to 2 quarts. So 4 pints is 2 quarts. So I'm going to fill this up to the 2 quart, and then you're going to watch me probably make a mess of trying to put this in here. So let me loosen this a little bit. So there's a stopper in there. I got to pull that out. There's a little sealed thing here, so like that. All right, there's that. That looks a little bit dried and weird. Okay, I'm just going to cover that for sanitation issues. Now this thing makes no reference of pre-boiling water. Cooling it, just says use lukewarm water. It actually says you can make lukewarm water by adding 1 part boiling water to 3 parts cool water. But I'm just going to use warm water right out of my tap sink here, my bar sink. And I'm going to somehow try to put these 4 pints, 2 quarts, right inside here. So let me just 4 pints. Okay. Let's see what happens. 4 pints. Okay, here we go. This should be interesting. I have no idea how bad this sounds on camera. 2 quarts. 2 quarts. I should probably do this in smaller increments. This is gonna get messy. All right. Here's 2 quarts of water, 4 pints. Somehow I'm supposed to get this into here. It's already a mess. Let's see. I gotta somehow get the bag to expand a little bit. There we go. This is gonna take some time. Because the extract is sort of like, it's like holding the bag sealed together right at the place here where it opens. So it's not like I have like bag volume available to fill. There it goes, a little bit better. Fill, fill, fill. Yeah, this is good, all the warm water. So it's going in there slowly but surely. Let's go. You can see I'm running some out on the table. The extract that's sort of dried in at the opening here hasn't really dissolved a whole lot. Now it's going in there. Doing the next 9.5 quarts, which would be 19 pints, it's going to be slow and interesting. I won't show you all that, but there we go. Okay. Now I got to put this cap back on here and shake this thing up. That's not too bad, actually. Let me wipe up some of my mess here. Okay, we're brewing. I can still feel a lot of the extract over here. Let me massage the bag here into place. A lot of the extract's right there. I can feel it up there. Well, it's kind of cool so far. I'm going to stop the camera and do this for a bit and get a sense that I've got it well incorporated. You don't need to see all that. All right, so we'll see. All right, so I've just been picking it up and shaking it like this and like this. I just kept going like corner to corner with it. Bag's pretty tough, so I'm not too worried about it. But then, but now I don't feel any more little reservoirs of extract. So that makes me feel pretty good. So now I've got to try and open this and not have it come all over the place. And I got to put the yeast in first. Maybe I'll do that right now. Yeah. Let me see if I can do the yeast step here without making a total mess of it. Now, I'm just doing this exactly the way it's instructed. You know, I haven't sanitized this. It was clean. I'm not going to spray this with Star San. I mean, I should. I want to, but we're going to just follow the instructions in this product just as it is, you know. So let's see if I can get this open. Do I have scissors over here? Be nice to be prepared, but you know, so let's see. Careful. I'm gonna need to go get some scissors, sorry. Or a knife. Stay put. All right. So, I got some scissors. Looks like dried yeast. See if I can just sprinkle this in here. And then when I add the rest of the water, it should carry it in there the rest of the way. Watch this. Hang in there. Get a little photo of what that looks like. Just so you can see it. All right, 9.5 more quarts gets me to 19 liters. I'm just going to put that cap on. Get some more water here, and I'll show you the first run at least. Come on. All right. 2 more quarts. Here we go. Oh, see, now it wants to go in. Nice. If I hold it up like this. Oh yeah, this will fill much. Oh, it smells like extract brewing. I can smell the malty extract coming out of there. There's no hop character coming out of there, but it's been a long time since I've ever used like a hop extract, so. All right, so that's filling pretty easy. There's 4 more pints. Only 15 something to go. All right, so I'm gonna kill the camera and get this sucker filled up. Okay, so here it is. I got my 19 pints plus the 4, so I got 23 pints of water in here. The yeast is in here. I still have the white cap on here just because I'm gonna put the yellow cap on. I was really surprised actually. I didn't pick it up. I didn't have to pick it up. I just kept on lifting this part up and filling. And every time I let go to get more water, it sort of stayed like that. So I was worried that it would sort of want to lop over and have the water come out, but it's pretty good. I can definitely tell you my water's probably warmer than it should be. This thing's going to kick off and probably ferment pretty warm. So we'll see what we get. We're going to get a lot of English esters, but this is going to be a cask type ale. I'm actually sort of excited about that reality. It should be interesting. I don't know how much carbonation this little yellow cap's going to hold on to, but I'm just sort of mixing it. But you can see how big it is. It's probably about 6 inches tall now in height, and you know, it's not light by any stretch of imagination. I don't really know what I'm going to do with this for 30 days. I don't necessarily want to have it just sit on this table for 30 days. I imagine it's going to puff up. I'm going to try to take some pictures maybe every day until it sort of gets to a point where it's sort of achieved a stasis level of uniformity. But I imagine, look at this, it's probably going to get much firmer as it ferments, I would think. Depends on how much this cap vents. So let me see if I can get this venting cap on here without making a mess. The malt extract smells great. I will give you that. It's like having a brew day without actually having a brew day. So it says just put it on, not too tight. So I guess that's that. So there we go. The Brewery in a Bag Pale Ale Kit. 30 days. We'll see what happens. Hopefully at the end of 30 days, our friend John can join me back here and have some cask type of ale out of this bag. So other recipes are, there's a golden ale, a dark ale, and a session IPA. So this is the pale ale. No idea what the hops are. I'm not going to change the recipe at all. I mean, I did think to myself, you know, towards the end, maybe a few EKG in there as a dry hop would be pretty nice, but let's see what happens. I'm kind of digging under the current conditions, just being able to throw some water in a bag and be like, yeah, I'm making some beer. Feels pretty good. So here we go. It's the Brewery in a Bag, craft in a bag beer, craft beer in a bag. So from Muntons. So, you know, they gave us this at NHC, but it's been a long time since it's just been sitting there, and someone mentioned that we should do it, so I remembered tonight making a video that I would give it a try. But they haven't sponsored us or anyway, so we'll give you an honest review when it's ready. So for Mike and John, who's somewhere else, brew on and cheers.